Is there a way you can never wait at a restaurant ever again? Hello, everybody. My name is Jacob. Welcome back to my channel where I try to teach you ways where you can make more money with DoorDash. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about order selection. So I will be explaining ways where you can see from the acceptance screen which orders you want to accept and which ones you want to decline. So let's start out by looking at a few of my orders. So in this first one right here, it is a $8.75 order to Cafe Rio, and it's 5 miles. As a benchmark, what I like to try to do is have the amount of miles I'm going to drive only be half of what the total payout in dollars is going to be. So for this order, I'm not getting, $10.2 for this order, but I am starting pretty far away from these restaurants. So I know that there's not even restaurants within like 2 miles of where my current location is. And so that one is going to be really tough to have my miles be a little lower. So I kind of just want to assume that I'm already near the restaurants. So from the restaurant to the customer, that's only like 2.5, 3 miles. So I think this one's okay to accept. And what I'm also looking at is you guys can see that there's this freeway that's separating like the west side from the east side of the map. And so if I can get a restaurant that is on the east side of this freeway, I'm going to want to take this order just because it takes probably about like 2 light cycles to get through this intersection to go to the west side of this freeway. And that's just something you're going to learn with time as you learn your market a little more. Is I used to accept, orders that are going like a couple miles like west of the freeway, but the lights are really slow and it takes a long time to get over to that side. And so I typically like to remain in my little pocket right here. And so if I can get a restaurant that's on the east side of the freeway, I want to take that. And I know that this customer is about like a mile or so away from these restaurants, maybe even 2 miles, but that's okay because I know an $8.75 order that could lead to a hidden tip. And as you can see right here, yeah, it led to a hidden tip, but not that much, but it's okay. That's a $9 order. And for 5 miles, that's pretty good. That's a good start to my day. What else do we have? Oh, here we have a Walmart order. And, yeah, you know that I'm not accepting that. Here we go. We got Panda Express for $8 for 4 miles. Originally, I did accept this because that customer's address is in a gated community. I'm hoping that there's a hidden tip on this. I don't really know, but $8 for 4 miles, like that's still pretty good. I do want to accept this, but I forgot Panda Express is the slowest restaurant in my whole city basically. So I don't have them blacklisted and I do accept orders from them occasionally, but I really should try to avoid this at all costs. I know that you guys have restaurants that you don't ever want to go to. It's nice to check them out every now and then, but you really got to make sure that they come through for you at least once or twice. I think I've gone to this Panda Express, I don't even know how many times, and they let me down every single time. So I think I'm going to be avoiding them for a while because I don't want to be waiting at this restaurant. Here we go. Let's see. Jersey Mike's, $7 for 7 miles. I want to say that's an automatic decline, but I wouldn't say necessarily decline this instantly because I think more than half of that is freeway. I love driving on the freeway because it's better gas mileage for your car to be driving on the freeway than constantly be stopping at red lights. And so anytime I get a chance to drive down that freeway, I want to at least think about it. But Jersey Mike's is a slow restaurant. I don't really want to go there, at least in my area. Maybe your Jersey Mike's is fast, but at least for mine, usually I'm waiting like 5 minutes and I don't want that. I want to avoid that. So I'm going to decline this, and I probably should have declined that a while ago instead of like thinking about it, but it's okay. It's nice to think about it at least a little bit. McDonald's, $7, 2 miles. I am accepting this almost every time, especially because this customer is in a house, not an apartment. And I know that you can find apartments relatively easy, especially if you use the Beans app, like I talked about in my last video. But houses are still superior. If this is going to a house, it's McDonald's. I can go through a drive-through. Usually their drive-through is very quick. I can get up to the window, ask for it. They usually have the order ready. Bam, don't have to wait any time. This is an accept almost every time. McDonald's. Here, we talked about McDonald's. I will almost always accept a McDonald's order, but $3, you know what I'm going to do. Decline that. They didn't tip at all. Don't even have a second thought. They didn't tip. They don't care about you. Just decline it. On to the next order. Okay? It's 1 mile, but still. Even that's an apartment complex too. We don't want it. No tip, no trip. All right, here we go. Next one. La's Thai Cuisine. I love this restaurant. They have the order ready every single time. I love this restaurant. I will almost always accept an order from this restaurant. Except when it's going out of my zone. I'm not going to take that. $7.50 could be a hidden tip. Doesn't matter. Way too far. I don't want it. Oh boy, this restaurant. I mean, I'm not accepting $5 for 6 miles, but I can't take that. I've been to this restaurant twice, and each time they said that order is not going to be ready for 20 more minutes. What am I going to do? I'm going to unassign that. I'm not waiting 20 minutes. I don't know if it's worth it. Probably not. Wildflower. I love this restaurant. I will accept this restaurant almost every time. They almost always have the order ready on time, and it wasn't always like this though. They used to not have the order ready. It used to be almost like 5 to 10 minutes, and I almost stopped going to this restaurant for good. But I accepted an order one time, and it was ready as soon as I got there. So I said, why not? I'll accept another one to this restaurant. It was ready instantly. Next one, ready right before I got there. I'm going to go to this place. $8, 4.5 miles, 5 items. This is a big one because this restaurant is pretty expensive. It's not like really expensive, but it's not like fast casual either. So 5 items, that could be a hidden tip. And guess what? It was $12. Solid $12 for 4 miles. I like it. And then we've got my favorite restaurant. My favorite restaurant. Ramen Hood. So here we go. I don't think this is like a chain, so I don't know if you guys will have this in your market, but they have the order ready every single time, and it's usually not that busy of a place. So you can kind of go in, go to the cashier and say, I have an order for this, and then they will give it to you immediately. And I have never had a problem with this restaurant. And it's nice because it's in an area where I can avoid traffic and it's not too busy. And so to see $7.50 for less than 4 miles, hey, that is an accept. I'm going to do that. That's lovely. And this one even had a hidden tip on that. And so there we go. So the key takeaways is you have to find restaurants that you love, that you can continue to go to consistently. It is more important that the restaurant will have the order ready when you get there than the total payout. That's what I've learned. I think an order for $6, for let's say 3 miles, that one might be more acceptable if the restaurant will have the order ready immediately than if you get an $8 order also going 3 miles, but you're going to have to wait an extra 5 to 10 minutes for that order to be ready. Because those 5 to 10 minutes, that adds up quickly. And especially if you're going out for a long dash, that could end up being several orders that you could have done in addition to what you've already made. Instead of waiting at a restaurant, you can be driving. And you guys know, you don't get paid sitting at a restaurant. You get paid delivering the food. So if you can even squeeze in like 1, 2, or 3 more deliveries per shift, I mean, you're just going to make more money. I think it's that simple. I mean, so I have kind of avoided restaurants that probably won't have the order ready as soon as you get there. And I have been favoring restaurants that will have the order ready. So those are just my thoughts. I hope this was helpful in learning which restaurants you should accept orders from and which ones you should avoid. And I do believe that restaurants deserve second chances. So don't just immediately throw them on your hate list if you happen to have one bad experience, maybe even 2 bad experiences. All right. So if you found this helpful at all, like the video, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Comment below if you have found something different than my experiences, or if you just have more tips on how you select your orders from various restaurants. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.